on?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, you compared the Canelo 155 to Donnie Lalonde and Sugar Ray Leonard. Isn't this a little bit different since we're talking about that was a one-time catchweight? This is Canelo saying, anyone who wants to fight me, he's creating a weight class.
His own weight class, that is true.
Isn't that distinct?
That's more an invention of modern boxing, but we've seen Floyd Mayweather insist on weight limits, we've seen Pacquiao insist on weight limits, and we're seeing Canelo. What's tripping people up is Canelo had won a fight that was the lineal title. But Cotto was enforcing that before Canelo as the lineal championship, and so I agree with not only the kind of angst over the fact that they're enforcing these sub-middleweight weight limits in quote-unquote middleweight title fights, which I agree they are not, because the definition of middleweight is weight limit 160. If in the contract it's weight limit 157, it's not. You can weigh 157 and fight at middleweight. You can weigh 140 and fight at middleweight, but not if it's stipulated in the contract. So I understand that angst. It's not fair. It's whatever. But I think, and I also agree, it muddies the idea of lineal championships. The whole idea is at least a lineal championship is easy to follow. The man who beat the man who beat the man. Now they're playing with weight divisions. I agree with that too. But I think people are getting hung up on the fact that the claim is staked lineal middleweight title, and therefore he shouldn't be doing all this stuff. So if we just took away recognition as lineal, as this being a lineal middleweight championship, would that make it better for everybody?
Well, since it is something new, isn't it setting a dangerous precedent? Any fighter can conclude this now. What's stopping Adonis Stevenson? He fought at 168 just 3 or 4 years ago.
Yep.
What's stopping him from saying 170? So
there's nothing stopping him from doing that. Boxing has never been a sport with a strong central authority. Look, if I say, you know what they should do in the end in basketball? There are 1 million basketball leagues around the world. When I say, you know what they should do in basketball, they refers to the NBA. The NBA is a league. You have tours in tennis and golf. You have leagues in basketball and football. And the ones that are perceived as the major leagues, MLB, NFL, NBA, NHL, PGA, those have commissioners and central and authority figures with central control of the sport. Dana White in the UFC. Boxing has never had that. Boxing has always been independent contractors vying for their own short-term interest, oftentimes at the expense of the long-term health of the sport. And if you want to look something up that explains this very well, Google game theory, the tragedy of the commons. You're talking about game theory, sociological, political and sociological theory. The tragedy of the commons explains this perfectly.
Do you think that unwittingly...
Thank you.
Sorry, we have to go now. We have to